we are gonna spend a realistic week in my life together, which of course starts on a Monday morning with some coffee. I have a lot of plans for the day that we can yap about together. My main plan is to repot my garden. This is the first year that I'm living in this house, first year I'm living without my parents, and I am planning to have a garden. I spent all weekend going to like greenhouses and stuff and getting plants and some pots, and we have patio furniture now out there. So I'm really excited to have that kind of like as an established place that we can hang out and do stuff in. We've been eating dinners out there the last couple of nights. And so that's my main plan for today, and I will have audiobook time while I do that. The blessing of working for yourself and this being my full-time job. I just need to figure out how to get reading in while I do other things because that's my life. However, I had a little bit of a stick thrown into my plan this morning because I woke up with Margarita burn. Let's take this to the living room. Okay, so I woke up this morning with what's called margarita burn. This is the third time I've had this, and yes, I had margaritas yesterday. It's essentially a chemical burn that happens on my hands. Things start to get like very blistered and it's not fun. So I had to phone the doctors first thing this morning to get myself in because I would like to get this healed as soon as possible. And every other time I've had it, I've needed to take medication for it. So hoping to go in and get it. It's really not bad yet, but it's starting and I just like know the way it feels after 3 times. It's one of the most uncomfortable feelings. But at least I know what it's from because the first 2 times I didn't know what it was from and we learned last time what we thought it was. So I need to avoid limes at all cost. So that's kind of my main plan for today, and then hopefully I'll get in the garden. TBR wise for the week, I have no idea what I want to read. I am in the middle of Clockwork Angel still. If you watch my 24-hour vlog, I have not yet finished this audiobook. So I think that will be the plan while I garden, is just finish this out. But other than that, we're just gonna see where the world takes us this week. I just got in. I probably spent about 3 hours in my backyard gardening. We repotted everything, so every plant that I have this year has a home now. We're going pretty easy for me, but when I look at it, I'm like, maybe it's not actually as easy as I think it was. I was like, I'm gonna go light. I'm only gonna have a couple plants, and I ended up with 7 pots, I think. Ended up with 9 pots, I think. We have 2 tomato pots that are like ground growing. They're gonna be those big chunky tomatoes. I actually think I got a 6 ounce and an 8 ounce. I would prefer a 10 ounce, but I decided that this year for tomatoes, I didn't want to have to prune. So I got the 2 types that meant I didn't have to prune at any point. I just wanted to keep it as easy as possible on me, and I thought that would really work. So got a Manitoba and then I think a Celebrity. If I find this easy, if they end up growing, if I like doing it, I think next year I will get one of like the really big tomato versions because I love like a really big heirloom tomato cut up on a sandwich. I'm a tomato junkie. So then I also have 2 hanging baskets that are cherry tomatoes on my fence, and that'll use for like salads and stuff like that, and I think that will be really delicious. And then on top of that, I got strawberries in a pot, and then I have like a pot just with a bunch of herbs. Probably overfilled my herb basket, but I only wanted 1, and I'm just like, it is what it is. What lasts. If it doesn't last, it doesn't last. I'm just trying things out for this year, but I just wanted 1 little bucket that I could get to really quickly from our door, grab some herbs for cooking, and then go back inside. Same with strawberries. We'll see if they get any this year. I've heard that a lot of times strawberries don't grow any the first year. We're just gonna see. And then I have 3 pots at the back of my yard that are kind of a little bit miscellaneous. One has a zucchini in it, one has a bunch of onions in it, and then one I put a zucchini and a jalapeno plant. I'm not sure they'll both grow. I'm not even sure either will grow, but I kind of ran out of dirt in that one, so I just was like, meh, I'll just throw these in there. I had a lot of other things. These were just like kind of extra things that I had. And then there's also onions and all the tomato plants as well, because I figured onions were good to have and I cook with a lot of onions. So those are my garden plants for the year. And then we also just like have perennial gardens everywhere. Like when we bought the house, it came with like really big, beautiful perennial gardens. So we'll have a lot of flowers and stuff back there. Starting to like look green and like beautiful back there. It's gonna be like such a good vibe, I think. But I did finish Clockwork Angel while I did that. I just had the audiobook on. I think I only had like an hour and a half left in the audiobook at my listening speed, so there wasn't very much left. But I am giving this 3 stars. If you want my like full thoughts on this book, I did read it in my 24-hour reading vlog that I published recently, and then I just like didn't finish this in it. I wasn't sure this was gonna make it into any vlog, but then I decided to do this vlog, so I was like, may as well talk about it. I think I just didn't connect to any of the characters in this one. I did, however, give Mortal Instruments book 1 3 stars and then end up loving the series as it went, as I feel like it grew up a little bit, because I think one of the issues I do have with this is how young it feels, how YA it can feel, and then I just was not connected to the characters. I feel like Tessa lacked any agency. The plot just kind of felt like it unfolded around her. Honestly, I feel like the plot just unfolded around all of our characters. They didn't really feel like they were making steps to go in the direction to like work around the plot to figure things out. It just kind of felt like they were existing, which is not my favorite. I also just didn't love like the old timiness of this book with like women are meant to look pretty, they can't take any pain, they're soft, they're emotional, they can't be workers, things like that. And it is set in the olden days, like it's not set in modern day, and it just kind of bothered me. It wasn't necessarily our characters feeling that type of way, but it was just a repeated narrative throughout the story that I just got sick of and I don't really enjoy reading about. Sometimes I can like it, and sometimes it just like really irks me a little bit, and I felt like because I wasn't connected to the characters, it was something that was really bothering me, because I was like, show them that you're not this way, like show them that they're wrong about you, and I just feel like they were never proven wrong. I liked this. I didn't love it. It was nice to be back in the Shadowhunter universe. However, I already knew everything in this book. Like the universe that we're in, we relearn with our main character, even though we had just learned it with Clary. So I kind of felt a little bit like half of the story was useless, because it was just our main character Tessa learning everything. And I was like, well, I just learned that, which could be a factor of me binging. I binged the Mortal Instruments within like what, 2-3 months. So if I had had 4 years between book 1 of the Mortal Instruments and this, it might not have hit so hard like that. But for me, I was just like, I already read all this. Like I feel like I'm reading the same book over again with a character I don't like as much. But I still enjoyed it. I still thought it was fun. I still enjoy the universe. I enjoy the crossovers. I enjoy seeing the characters that I know from the Mortal Instruments and seeing how things affect them now, like seeing who they are now and how things are going to affect them. I love like discovering little Easter eggs, because I did finish the Mortal Instruments, so I kind of know a lot that happens in this. I liked seeing like, oh, I wonder how we're going to get there, or I wonder how this is going to happen. Like I am really enjoying that aspect of it. It's a really easy listen, and I will continue. I actually might continue this week. I think I might just pop on the audiobook for book 2 at some point, because I feel like that has been working for me quite a bit. It's very familiar, so it's an easy audiobook for me to get into, and I have no idea what else I want to read. Game plan is to watch some TV and kind of relax a little bit, because I had a really go day, I think, after my doctor's appointment, which I did get meds for. I think you can kind of see it like starting a little bit more now to form, but I did get some meds for this. Did my gardening, so we're gonna watch some TV. I think there's a new episode of Real Housewives of Rhode Island, and I've been loving that season. Like I love these ladies so much. I think they were made for reality TV. Prep dinner, and then I think I'm gonna play some video games tonight. I typically stream on Twitch on Mondays and Fridays, but I've kind of been only streaming once per week, and recently it's been Fridays. I just have a lot going on in my brain, and Mondays have not been working for me, but it's Monday, and I might stream this evening and do a big demo day, because I got to the point of Expedition 33 that I care about, and I think I'm done like the story that I cared about, so I'm kind of done with that game, and I think I'm gonna move on to a new game. And so I was like, maybe I'll try a bunch of demos to figure out what we should play together. So I might do that tonight, because some video games would be nice, or I might just play video games by myself. That is also an option. I'm just curling into bed for the night. I think it's 10:30-ish. I'm waiting for Nicholas to get home from inline, and I just got off a Twitch stream. We played 3 different games tonight, and one was a very big success that I'm really excited to play a little bit more, and then 2 Well, one was like, this could have been okay, but once I played the game that was a success, I was like, I'd much rather play this, so I'm returning this game. And then one was definitely like a flop for me, but that's okay because that one was just a demo. And also, I feel like I've changed outfits like 4 times today. I realized I'm wearing a new shirt. But honestly, that's so relatable to my day. I do change a lot during the day. I don't know what it is, but I'll just feel the need to change. Like a clothing piece will no longer feel comfy, or I'll get too hot or too cold, or like whatever it is. Today I did change from a cute outfit to a comfortable outfit to wear outside gardening. Not that my cute outfit was comfortable too, but it didn't feel like a gardening outfit and it was hot outside. So yeah. And now I'm gonna go to bed. I haven't read anymore. Didn't put an audiobook on or anything, but I did take pork out. I don't know if that has anything in common. This is what happens at the end of the night. My brain is going 18 miles a minute, that's for sure. So, what was I gonna say? I took pork out. I'm hoping to get that thawed overnight so that I can get it into a marinade first thing in the morning, because I do feel like a pork chop needs to sit in a marinade a little bit longer than like chicken does personally. Maybe because I don't like the flavor of pork chop as much as I do chicken. And then tomorrow I have sprints for Escape, which I have not scheduled yet. Oops. But they are existing, so I will be on sprints, so I'll have to read during that. And I think I'm going to pick up the sequel to Silver Elite because I'm actually 85 pages into it already. That'll be my plan. It's just I only have access to it physically, so I have to read it with a physical book in front of me. I also should probably start an ebook and read either like tonight while I wait for Nick to get home, but honestly I'm probably going to doom scroll. I feel exhausted. I had a really long day, but I also could pick it up in the morning because I do read in the morning quite a bit because I'm up decent amount before Nick, but I like to lay in bed and just read and try not to wake him up. I don't have a lot planned for this morning. I have public sprints for Escape the Readathon happening on my channel in roughly 5 minutes. I'm set up for them here. I've already watered my garden this morning because it's supposed to get really hot today, so I wanted to make sure I did that first thing while it was still kind of cool. I do actually already have a couple of tomatoes growing. Of course, I bought these plants already made. I didn't grow them from seed, so I kind of knew they were about to be there, and I feel like I can't take credit, but it is really exciting to already see some tomatoes. But I think all my plants are looking pretty good. One pot, we moved locations because I think it was getting too much sun without being like properly introduced to the sun. My backyard is very sunny. And while I did that, I actually decided to pop in an audiobook because it's really easy to like garden, water the garden, which is like something in my ears just listening. So I did start the second book in the Infernal Devices series. I'm not far in. I'm literally on chapter 1 still. I didn't get that much listening time in. I'm excited to continue the series. I truly feel like there's no chemistry between these characters. I am definitely struggling a little bit more than I thought I would be, but I'm hopeful that by the end of this one, I'll be more attached to them the way I was in the Mortal Instruments. Definitely holding out hope. And then if I have any time to sit down and read today, I will pick up Broken Dove. I'm actually already 100 pages into this. I actually started it for a Reader DNF episode, but that episode got scrapped because I just wasn't liking everything that was working. It took me like 3 weeks to film and only read like 2 books in it. So I scrapped it and I was like, well, there's no reason that I can't continue this book in a vlog, which is kind of how this whole idea was created. I was like, I have 2 books I'm already like kind of into and I want to talk about. So I was like, well, let's just do a weekly vlog, I guess, and be realistic about what I can read, especially right now when I'm not reading a lot every day. I just have other priorities and stuff going on in my life, but I am loving this. I love the setup of this. I love how they've really kept the vibes of book 1. We go from a military academy, which is something I loved, the school setting, the found family, the training aspects, and we keep that in book 2. There's like a new version of the military academy almost. We're exploring a new part of the world. We're learning new things about the magic system, which is a lot of fun. Like we're getting a lot more like details about their magic. And I don't know, I'm just really liking the vibe of this one quite a bit. We've kept like a good found family aspect because there's characters we love from the first book, but there's also new characters that we're gonna learn about. It really feels like a really good second book already for me, so I'm hoping to absolutely love this. I recently purchased this cute little Sudoku book from Indigo, and I think I'm going to crack it open today for the first time. I am still listening to Clockwork Angel, but I'm just not feeling it. I'm like 25% in and I'm just like, I think I need to just listen to this while I'm doing tasks like cooking or gardening, and then I feel like I pay attention. But otherwise I feel like my brain kind of just like wanders because I'm just not super invested into this. I want to complete it. I could just DNF it and move on to the next series, but because I know that some of these characters are prominent in the next series, I really just want to complete this. They're not hard to listen to. I have them from the library, and I honestly want the entire Cassandra Clare collection sitting on my shelf, so I don't want to DNF this either because I want this series to sit on my shelf. And they're 3 stars. There's nothing like wrong with them. I still enjoy them. It's not like I hate them. They just don't carry my attention the way I want them to and the way the Mortal Instruments did. So I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, do a Sudoku, and watch some TV for a bit. And then when I make dinner later, I will probably put this back on. I also have Vampire Diaries with my patrons today because I work in the evening for a couple hours. I want to make sure I take a break during the day as well. And although reading is a hobby, reading is my job, so I have to be kind of aware of the fact that I do need to take breaks from reading as well, even though I like it and I enjoy it, especially being just fresh out of burnout. I'm really trying to watch my hyperfixation. I'm really trying to not go all in to my job again and make sure there's a little bit more balance in creating like some healthy habits around it. This will be good for my brain as well to do while I do it. And then I might get some snacks, like some chips or something. I have fruit upstairs I could get, but chips kind of sound good right now. We are just gonna make my dinner cocktail together. Since we've gotten the patio furniture, we've been eating dinner outside, and I've kind of just been obsessed with having like a nice refreshing cocktail, especially because fruit is in season, and so I feel like they're tasting really good. So we're having pork chops tonight, so we're gonna do a pineapple mojito with that because I do have some pineapple because my sister made pineapple margaritas over the weekend that needs to get used up. I mean, we could eat it, but we have them in, so I'm gonna put in a margarita, and I think that this will taste really good with the pork chop situation. I haven't read anymore, but I did watch 2 episodes of Off Campus. Episodes 4 and 5, yes, just like everyone else in the world. I am obsessed. I'm actually, I just fell. I actually am thinking about trying the book. I've been looking for a Kindle book just for bedtime. Since Broken Dove, I only have the physical book and I can't like really read that in my bed because it's heavy, and I was like, well, maybe I'll try the sample of the deal. I'm not sure it's really going to be for me, but I'm invested into the TV show, so I was like, I probably could like the book as well at this point since it kind of already has me intrigued. When it comes to making drinks with fruit, I like just put my fresh fruit into my immersion blender and then immersion blend it. It kind of is like a fruit puree, but I don't mind that in a drink. If you would want to, you could strain it afterwards. I typically just pulp and all. Some like fruit juice. And then for dinner, drinks, I've kind of been prepping them a little bit early. Really, we won't eat dinner for like another hour, maybe an hour and a half. So I've been using a mason jar, and I go 2 parts alcohol to 1 part everything else, essentially. So whatever we pour of this, which we're just gonna pour it all, that was probably a lot of juice, so I might end up keeping that a little bit higher, and we'll just have more pineapple flavor. And then technically you want to double that amount of whatever alcohol. However, I think I'm gonna go for same amount, roughly 2 ounces. You could measure this out. You want 1 ounce per drink really for alcohol. There we go. And then eyeball my simple syrup about there. I'm gonna put 2 limes in it. Pretty much a lime a drink is what I go for. And then the real star, and why I like to do this early, because a mojito has mint. So we're just gonna take this mint and we're gonna let it sit in here and kind of like infuse in here. When it comes to using mint, you kind of want to be aggressive with it. You want to like roll it up, roll it in your hands like this, and this will really get the mint flavor out because it needs to like start releasing. It's some chemical thing that I don't know, but I learned that in bartending. I want them to be pretty minty, so I'm gonna add a decent amount of mint, and my mint is starting to go bad anyways. Excited because I have mint growing in the garden, so we will be able to start using that soon. I just want to let it get its feet in, get its roots growing, you know? Okay, and then we need limes, and I have to put on gloves for limes because I keep getting this margarita burn. And after that, I'm just gonna put this in the fridge, and when it's time to serve it, I'm gonna put 2 cups of ice, serve this to about halfway full in the glass, maybe 3/4 full, and then top with soda water, and you have the perfect mojito in my opinion. And it's gonna go really well with dinner. It smells really good. It's nice to finally have like patio furniture and be able to read out here. I really only got like 15 minutes in. I'm gonna go make dinner now. I had my rice cooking on the stove, and so the timer's about to go off. Loved reading outside, I always have. So very happy that I finally have like a cozy spot to do it. And I thought, well, 15 minutes is better than nothing. Like I may as well get a little bit of reading in when I can. I don't even know if you can hear me because it's a little windy, but I didn't get farther into this, so I don't have more thoughts, but I just wanted to update you because I feel like being realistic, sometimes it's just throwing 15 minutes of reading into a day. Okay, we are heading to the grocery store because I specifically want to get mojito popsicles that they have in stock. My sister tried them last week and said that they were delicious. Also, I need to take these AirPods out. I was just watering the garden, so I had them in before I packed up my stuff to get. But my sister had these popsicles last week and said they're delicious, so I think I'm gonna go get some as it starts to get hot. Nick and me have been resisting turning our AC on because we're broke. And we do have a basement, so we're like, well, maybe we'll just move a mattress down to the basement to sleep there for a bit. It's really just like hot in our house at nighttime. For the most of the day we can avoid that, or we can go downstairs or anything. Like the basement is nice and cool. I'm wearing like sweaters and sweatpants in the basement, and then I have to like take all my clothes off to go upstairs. But I actually do have a bunch of reading updates for you. I am typically a 1 book at a time kind of girl, so this is kind of wild. But I've made it chapter 10 of Clockwork Angel, so I'm on page 208. I really have no extra thoughts about this one, but since I have my headphones, I'm going to listen to this in the grocery store as well. I'm flying through this. It feels very same to the first book for me. I'm having all the same thoughts, things like that. Still the same struggles, but still the same things that I'm liking. And I'm just happy to be flying through this really quickly. I also made it to page 153 of Broken Dove. Again, I have no extra thoughts on this one, but I wanted to update you because I did do about 50 pages, I think, in bed last night. So I am going through this quite a bit. I'm a little worried it's going to be too same as the first book, but I'm also very much invested in it because it's same as the first book. So very like hypocritical thoughts happening there. And I really have like no real thoughts yet until I get a little bit further in. I'm liking learning more about the magic system. I think I already said all of this, so I'm just going to carry on because we have another book that I have started. I talked about it yesterday, but this morning in bed, I picked up the deal. I want to say 70 pages into this, so I'm already like 20% in, and I'm loving this. I thought I would because I love the TV show right now. Like, it's not like the best show I've ever seen. I have some complaints about it. I think it's too fast. They were supposed to have a longer season and they don't have that longer season. Like, there are things that I had complaints about, but the vibes were vibing. And I was interested in all the characters. I was interested in their romance, interested in the storyline, and I could see how it could play out in the book so much better because of those missing moments in the show that I was getting. I'm not done the show yet. I think I have 2 episodes still, but I'm happy to say that this was a really good pick for me. It's so easy to read. It's so like just mindless and fun, and I think that's what I need right now. That I curled up in bed and I just like couldn't stop reading this morning. Like, I didn't want to get out of bed because I was like, I could continue reading this, and so that's a really good sign. And I could see myself binging through the series because I love a good binge. I won't lie, Hannah and Garrett are the ones I'm the most interested in. I know people are Allie and Dean lovers. I actually don't like Allie in the show. I think she's very whiny. I feel like her character already feels very different in the book, more like a real friend. I said while I was watching the show with my sister who had already seen it because she wanted to rewatch it with me, that they didn't give off best friend vibes. Like, they were at a party, they hadn't talked to each other, and that was a little thing that was bothering me, and it felt like Allie was not a friend to her, and I think that that was really separating me from her character. In the book, we get that friendship vibe. Like, right off the bat, there's a party they go to, Allie's by her side the entire time, knowing how she feels about it, and I really just automatically felt those strong friendship vibes, which is something I personally felt was lacking in the TV show. So I'm really glad that that's there, and I could see myself growing to love her as a character in the book, and trying to, like, separate her from show Allie. I do know that that's everyone's like ride or die ship. I really do like Hannah and Garrett. I really like Hannah, I think, is the thing. I don't really care about Garrett. I do like Hannah quite a bit, and I like that both these characters have passions outside of the romance itself. Like, she's into the music and he's into sports, and it just feels like they have something else to live for other than just this romance, and this romance is just enhancing their lives, not like the only thing their life is about. And that is my favorite type of romance. So very excited I tried this one, and I want to get back to it. The problem is I'm actually enjoying all my books. I really want to get back to Broken Dove too, just because it's a physical book, and I really do struggle to sit down with this chonky thing, and it's losing my attention because it's heavy, and I'm like really focused on it right now, and reading in bed was just so much easier for me. But I was trying to resist buying the ebook for this, since I do own this edition, and I'll probably be owning a special edition of it to match my Silver Elite Fairy Loot, and I'm trying to be better with my money. Of course, then I ended up buying the ebook for Off Campus, and we'll probably end up buying the physical edition, but we don't have to talk about that. Girl math, I was good on this book, so I got to be bad on this book. Anyways, let's go grocery shopping. I'm very excited. Hopefully they have the popsicles. I'm going to Sobeys, and my sister said that she found them at Safeway, but the brand that they are is Sobeys brand, so I'm hoping they'll have them at Sobeys. Otherwise, I'll have to drive to Safeway, and I don't really want to do that because it's a lot further. The goods were secured. I also got these spicy peach margarita flavored ones, and then we are having burgers for dinner tonight, so I got us some burgers and stuff, and some Haagen-Dazs and garlic bread and other good stuff for my freezer that's a mess, but very excited to try those later when it's hot. Well, later today when it's hotter than it is. Okay, we're trying the popsicle that I drove for. I left my house for this. I left my house like every day this week, honestly.
It's only Tuesday. It's only 2 days.
But I left my house every day this weekend. Didn't I?
No.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah, and then Sunday I went to get pots.
I guess.
I left my house Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That's a lot for me. Did you just bite it?
No, it was broken and there was some in the freaking thing.
I'm not a big popsicle person, to be honest. Even though I just drove for popsicles. Because, like, my teeth are sensitive to the cold.
On a hot day, popsicles could help.
I think it tastes like a mojito.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I did get a little mint right there. Okay, yeah. It does taste like a mojito now that I got a little chunk. Very subtle. I feel like it could be a little bit more in your face. I've made it to page 200 in Broken Dove, and I'm gonna say there's something holding me back in this book, and I think it's a spoiler that I know. And the thing is, even without knowing this spoiler, it's clear in this book what we're going towards. Like, it's leaning towards it. It's putting those pieces there. However, I'm feeling very unattached to the old life that we had. I'm feeling like Cross is a simp and like we've lost any like depth to his character. All he wants to do is sleep with her. And I'm like, dude, there's other things going on. There's other things that matter. Like, let's not lose sight of things. And so I find myself enjoying more the characters that are in our new base and those scenes than the scenes of our previous characters that we loved, I guess. And I will say I'm noticing how much this is set up the same way as book one, which is something Fourth Wing and the second book did as well, that I really saw the comparisons of how you're getting the same like beat points, the same setting. It just felt like new and improved, and it works because there's like familiarity on it. Like we just had like a ledge scene and I automatically went back to the ledge scene we had in book one. Personally, I like that aspect. I know that's not for everyone, but I do think that the first half of this has been pretty slow for me. I thought it would be a little bit faster considering I binged Silver Elite in one day. I'm definitely taking my time with this and I'm not fully invested, even though I really want to be. So I'm kind of like wish-washing on my opinions of whether like I'm having the best time ever with this and whether I'm not. It's kind of feeling like a 4-star right now. I think I'm a little bit like on edge because I've been let down by so many sequels lately. I'm like nervous to give my all to a book and I don't know what that says about me and reading right now. But like I'm having a good time. I just am like waiting for the moment in this book where like I'm sucked into it, and I think it's missing the romance for me, and that's why I'm not feeling that way, because the only romance we're getting is with Cross and it's, oh my god, I'm obsessed with you, let me bend you over the table, which their relationship in book one was hot and heavy. Like there was a lot of that, but it worked for me some way, and I think it's because there was other stuff happening between the two of them. Right now the only scenes they have are that. I do know a lot of people complained about that in Silver Elite, so like it is a thing that happened in book one. It just worked for me and it's not working for me as much right now. I have to say as much because like I'm loving everything else. It's just like the romance I'm not loving. Yeah, there's that. But I think I am gonna go inside. I think I want to watch the Summer House reunion and I will finish or read more of this later. Another phone clip because my memory card is actually currently being used, but I wanted to kind of talk about something really realistic for me. We have a Frankie, but I am buckling in to watch an episode or two of TV. But while I do that, I will be working. I have my laptop and Premiere Pro open and I will be running all my clips through Recut, which is the program I use to take my silences out. I do have a code. You'll get 10% off if you use it. I get some money. It's down below, but I have used this for 3 years now. I reached out to them. I wanted the code. I love this program. It literally changed my editing game. So I'm going to be running every clip through Recut and then adding them into the vlog and starting this vlog and editing this vlog as I go. And that's something I can do while I watch TV. And that makes me live a little guilt-free, because something I struggle with as a creator who runs my own business is sometimes feeling guilty for like taking time to myself. Like I feel the need to work at all times because I don't have to work at all times. I sometimes miss serving because it was very much clock in and out, and I don't have that anymore. I love my job and I would never change it for the world. I think it's incredible, but I do struggle a little bit without the clocking out mentality. But this is something that does help me just a little bit to feel productive while still having some me time. So this is very realistic for a day for me. Good morning and happy Thursday. My parents ended up coming over for dinner last night, so I don't think I filmed very much. We had burgers on the patio and it was very nice. They all had beef burgers and my mom and me had chicken burgers because I prefer a chicken burger or a chicken sandwich if you live in the States. I call them chicken burgers in Canada. I didn't end up reading very much last night, but this morning Nick actually ended up sleeping in because we decided to sleep in the basement. So I got extra reading time in because I did not get out of bed right away. And I have read another like 75 pages of The Deal. So I'm about 50% in. All of what I've read so far I've seen in the show and I'm liking it. I have no complaints. I'm enjoying this. I'm excited to continue. I think I like the changes they've made in the show. I understand that it's not canon, but I do feel like they've made some really wise changes in the show. I think changing the love interest for Hannah that starts like the whole Deal thing to a musician other than another sports player and kind of making those two characters in the book one in the show works really well. I think there wasn't enough time to develop both of those storylines in the show, and I feel like I'm seeing kind of both of those those storylines just happen in the show through the one person. I think that was really smart of them. I'm really enjoying that. It's also kind of fun now to read the book and like feel like I have a brand new character, or two characters really, and I'm kind of like, oh, they pulled this from this character and this from this character, and I think that that's working really well for me. I really like it. It kept the vibe, I think, the same, and like the end goal of both of those storylines seem to still be hitting for me in the show, if that makes sense. I'm definitely enjoying reading this after watching the show. It's working really well for my brain, and it's like fun. I don't know. I think the vibes are the same, and that's all that really matters to me, but I'm not an adaptation hater. I tend to like them. I tend to try and think of them as like, this is how someone else interpreted the story, and I think that that's really cool to see and see the differences, see what someone latched onto, see the little details that they didn't think were as important, and maybe some of the things that I thought were important that they missed, or stuff like that. I can't wait to read more of this. I'm not sure how much reading I'm gonna get done today because it's a lot later in the day already. It's 1. Oh god, it's already 1. Because we slept in, I feel like my day was already off to a slow start. I don't like to sleep in, to be honest, so it is something that I need to work on a little bit because slow starts are okay. I haven't watered the garden yet, but it's like peak heat right now, so I think I'm gonna water it tonight. I filmed my TBR this morning and a reel. So this afternoon I have a couple things I could do. I'm not going to be reading. I'm going to either edit my TBR and get that out tomorrow, or I can edit my TBR tomorrow and get that out for Saturday, or I need to work on my summer reading challenge. I finally had a really good idea for it and I'm really excited. So I could just like grind that out today and try to get some graphics done for that and things like that, because I would love to have another one. I've had one the last 2 years and they've been a lot of fun. There's something just like simple and little to do, and I have enjoyed them every single year. I feel like they're just like fun for me. I don't know. I have always thought about like summer as a good time to read. I feel like when we were young we had like library summer reading challenges and stuff like that, so I kind of have kept that excitement into my adult years and like to have like little simple challenges and stuff like that. So I want to work on that, and I'm very excited for, I think, the thought process I'm having. So maybe that's what I'll do today, but I do want to edit that reel today and get that up today, I think. But reels take me so much longer than they should. Like, why does a minute-long reel take me like an hour to edit? It's actually criminal. Other than that, I don't have a lot of plans. Just a lot of work today, and not a lot of reading work, just a grind. And that's who I am as a person. I feel like I chill for a couple days and my work is mostly like reading and back work, like behind the scenes, and then I'll have like a really intense reading and editing 2 days where like I work 10 hours because I want to do it all in one day. And that's the hyperfixation brain at its finest. Time has really gotten away from me today. It's about 5 p.m. I'm just getting ready for dinner. I'm very excited for tonight's dinner. We're having what I like to call my auntie's chicken, and I feel like everybody likes it. It's kind of like an Asian barbecue sauce. There's like hoisin sauce, ketchup, soy sauce, brown sugar, garlic. It's so good. And when it's grilled, it's just like perfection. And then I made a little cucumber salad. We're having asparagus, watermelon, rice. It's gonna be really like refreshing, and I'm excited to eat it. I got a question recently because I put out a little like post being like, I might do a Q&A, ask me some questions, and someone asked me how I have the motivation to cook, and I really don't know how to help people, because the truth of it is that I think about food from the second I wake up to the second my head hits the pillow. I love food. It's all I think about all day long. What I'm gonna be eating next, what I'm gonna be snacking on. I spend a lot of time on Instagram and TikTok looking up food recipes and getting inspired. I just love to eat good food. I love going out and trying food. I literally love eating, and I want it to be good. I want it to feel healthy. I want it to be good in my body. I do think once you also realize how much eating better can help you, like productivity, brain stimulation, all of that, it also can be encouraging in a lot of ways, because when I do a week of like ordering out or oven pizzas or something, I can feel it, you know? And I do have my lazy times, and I typically find that once I order out once, I want to order out the next day. Like once I'm lazy once, it's really easy to be lazy again. It's kind of like the habit of doing it every day is better, and then once you miss it, it's like so hard to get back on that bandwagon. When you start to realize how much better you're gonna feel, I think that thinking about that makes it easier to get in the kitchen and cook. It's also nice to listen to audiobooks, and I don't know, I just kind of force myself to do it because I want to eat the good food. And then I also like to make it kind of like an event. I like the idea of eating dinner with people. We've always done that as a family. We grew up eating dinner together. It was our time to talk. And I think having it as a event in the day is more motivating too, because I want good food. I want to talk around the table with people with a drink and good food. Nick and me eat on our patio a lot. One of the things I knew I wanted when I dated someone was someone to eat dinner with me. We do eat dinner separately sometimes if we have things going on, but at least once a week, but if not more, we always try to eat dinner together. It's a good way to catch up. It's just like makes it better. I don't know. And then I like plate the food. I want it to look pretty. Like I care about all of those things. And I think all of those things just happen to help me. So I don't really have an answer. It's just kind of like ingrained in me because I love food and I want to eat good food. But on that note, what are we doing today? I have finished a decent amount of Clockwork Prince actually. The last time I updated you, I think I was on chapter 10. We are currently on chapter 17. That's gonna be far. Okay, chapter 18. Good enough. That is 200 pages later. So I'm really close to being done. I think I'm about 70% through. Cassandra Clare always has a way of writing endings in both like a book scenario and then also a trilogy scenario. So as this winds down, I'm enjoying the ending quite a bit of this book, and I know it's setting up a phenomenal third book. Even though this isn't my favorite trilogy at all, these aren't my favorite characters. If it wasn't part of the larger universe, probably wouldn't continue on. And I don't have more to say on the story than I feel like I've already said. Something really sticking out to me personally is how juvenile I think these characters feel. And I think this is very personal preference. I think it comes from this like teetering around this love triangle, not really wanting to kiss the boy, being really shy to kiss the boy. It's giving like 14-year-old first crush to me instead of what it's supposed to be in the age demographic. But this comes with the old day situation that I also didn't like. So I think it's like all of that. Even like one of the characters, just like all she does is think about marrying a boy and being married off, and it just like drives me up a wall. So I think there was just like some pretty important details to this story that I just don't prefer, and that has really kept me from loving this. But we will finish this tomorrow probably. I think between everything, I don't know if I'll get a lot more done today because I'm very excitedly going out with my friend Destiny tonight. We are going to Clay and Cupcakes, which is a spot to like paint pottery. We will not be making pottery, although I took pottery classes in high school. I have made pottery before. It's a lot of fun, but this way we just paint it and then it goes through the whole process and we can use it in our house. I actually have a mug that we've done once before that I hand painted, and we're doing that again tonight because I'm on the lookout for a very cute berry bowl. We're not 100% they're going to have berry bowls, but they're trendy right now, so I'm hoping that they do. If they don't, I'll figure out something else to paint. I love the idea of having like hand painted things in my house that are like fun and part of me, I guess. I love using the mug that I painted and it just feels, I don't know, a lot of fun, and I love crafts and things like that, and I don't know, I'm excited to do that tonight. So that's my plan for tonight. So I don't think I'll get a lot of reading done, but I'm hoping we have 2 days left in this week. I'm hoping I can finish all 3 of the books I'm working on. I think I can at least finish 2. This one will 100% be finished, and I think Off Campus will be finished. I'm hoping that Broken Dove just gets to a point where I don't want to put it down. And I do have an hour and a half before I have to leave, so I could get a decent amount done of some book if I buckle down, but also I'm probably going to eat dinner with Nick because, as I said, we like to eat dinner together. It's really raining out here and I'm gonna have to run inside. I swear Destiny and me always end up hanging out on the one day we get a major rainstorm. And she doesn't, I'm outing her, she doesn't really drive very often, so I always feel bad when it's like, I made her drive this day in this rainstorm. Look at my windshield wipers go. Ah! But I'm excited, we're here, we're gonna do some pottery. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? I have about 100 pages left of Garrett and Hannah's story. Literally, I've only read this 3 times. Like, I'm literally only reading it in the morning while I'm still in bed, and I'm just going through it so quickly. It's so easy to read. I'm having so much fun. I will say, with only having 100 pages left and there having to be the 3rd act breakup, I feel like that's gonna happen really quickly. I have learned more and more that I actually just like long books in general. I like my romance books to be longer. I like my fantasy books to be longer. I like my horror books to be longer. I'm just not a short book girl. I think it's because I want my characters to feel so well developed. I want them to have so many things going on outside of their lives. And then I also want the relationship to take a big point. I also want there to be plot in the story and something happening. And this one is hitting, I'm not gonna lie. There is so much more to these characters than just their romance. And that is what I've always disliked about reading romance books in the past. And as I've discovered more in the genre, I've really learned that that's not the case with every type of romance book. And I'm starting to really learn the ones I like, ones where characters are passionate about other things and things like that. And I love that we're not only dealing with like what's happening in their school right now, the hockey team, him having to pass his grades, so they're studying together. She has this big music thing coming up because she needs a scholarship, but we're also dealing with their trauma from their life, their things they've gone through, the things they haven't completely healed over and things like that. There's so much depth to this story that I think when people talk about it and they're just like, oh, it's a hockey romance, they kind of like skip over those things, you know? And I'm like, no, there's so much good here. There's so much that I'm loving and enjoying and having a great time with. So very excited that this is working for me. Other than that, happy Saturday. I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish all of these books. I'll finish this one for sure because I'll just finish it tomorrow morning, I think, if I don't get to it today. But my plans changed a decent amount yesterday. I have a cupcake because we did the clay and cupcake thing. But we didn't finish our bowls. Let me get mine to show you. They didn't have berry bowls. I think I've already shown you the b-roll, so you're gonna have already seen this, but this is the progress my bowl has made. And so we have to go back today. It's free. The place we're going to pays per pottery. So this is handmade pottery that someone made, and then you pay a fee and you get to paint it. The kilns included everything, but you pay for product, not per time going, which is nice, which means we get to go back today and we can continue painting and we don't have to like pay to be there. So Destiny, we have to go back today for a bit. She's getting her hair done currently, so I'm just waiting for her to call and be like, I'm done my hair appointment. Let's go meet there and finish painting. I'm probably about halfway done because this is like the inside. You can see the strawberries and the blueberries. My sister's already made fun of me that blueberries don't have leaves coming out of them like that. My inspo pic had it and I thought it looked good on the inspo pic, and I'm pretty much copying my inspo pic. I'm picturing this with like a nice big salad on the patio or something in it, or like pasta, but I feel like a salad would really hit, like arugula with strawberries. I really could see like a good salad hitting in this bowl. So yeah, I'm about halfway done the strawberries. These are gonna look a lot darker when they come out of the kiln. Like the pink of the strawberries is actually like a red, and then the outside I'm going to color a blue. It's actually a purple technically in store, but I thought it looked like the right color for like the shade of the blueberries, and I used the blueberry shades kind of together. And then I also want to add like some speckling to the inside and stuff once I'm done, and then some detail work. I have to decide whether I'm gonna line them. I lined my cup that I made here 2 years ago. Me and Destiny did this once before. We should do it more often because I really do enjoy it. It's also hand painted by me at this place. It's to look like the Book Babe design ones that they have. And so I outlined these, and I remember it being such a pain to outline that I'm wondering if I shouldn't outline this one and just kind of see how it looks. I do love the outline on this one. I think it turned out pretty good, but it does look a little bit messier, and I think I'm not feeling that vibe with this, so I might not outline, but I need to do like details in the strawberries and the blueberries and things like that. So I'm unsure. We're just like kind of playing it by ear, but I do think the outlines make this one look a little bit messier, which I think is the vibe, but we will see how it goes really today. And then I think my parents also invited me over for dinner tonight, so I'm gonna go there to eat some good food and not have to cook it. So who knows how much reading time I'll get done, but I'm excited. I really want to see what this looks like when it's done. It will take 2 weeks after like we finish painting it for it to get like burned and like kilned and stuff, but I'll have it for the summer. last one. We just got in probably about an hour ago from being at my parents' house and eating dinner, and then we ended up going to clean out the eaves on our garage because it's supposed to rain and they were really full from whoever owned this house before. They hadn't done them, so we needed to get that done. And I kind of just did some work around the house. I put away all our games. We have like a nice big game cabinet starting, and I barely read it all today, and now I'm going to sleep, and I don't know what this person is doing behind me. Like, what are you doing?
Battle scar. You see that? It's from fending off a pack of lions, and that's the only mark it gave me.
On rollerblades.
While standing on one leg.
So tomorrow's our last day. I'm hoping I can finish 2 books at least. I don't think Broken Dove is being finished, but hopefully I will finish Clockwork Prince. I think I only have like an hour left, so I definitely will. I'm literally gonna listen to it until I go to bed, and then also off campus. Yesterday, my sister ended up finding this lamp and bringing it over for us. I think it's really cute and really matches our style. We still need to get nightstands in here, but this is like Nick's old nightstand, and I think it's really cute and gonna match the vibe quite well. I'm clearly in the minority here. I scroll through Goodreads and I'm seeing 5 stars, 4 stars. Oh my god, I love this romance. Oh my god, I love this love triangle. And now that I've completed Clockwork Prince, I honestly think this was a 2-star read for me. There were elements that I did like, and so I think that's why I want to give it 3 stars, because I never disliked reading the story. I always enjoy the Shadowhunter world, but I could have stopped reading this at literally any point and been okay. I was never invested. You're telling me I'm supposed to care about this love triangle and I'm supposed to root for the one that she's just dating because she feels guilty? It honestly reminds me of the love triangle in the Hunger Games, where like she only loves one of them because she has to, and I just don't see it. I'm not in it at all, but like everybody I have on Goodreads, all my mutuals are in it, and so I'm like, clearly it's me. This was so boring and so childish, and then like odd because they're freaking 15 and they're like, let's get married, and oh my god, we're gonna marry each other, which is also something I just like dislike in books too, so maybe it's me. I hate when romance books revolve around marriage, like it's the only end goal to a situation. It does make sense in this story because of what the whole situation is and the state of the world in this. I truly think that there was too many big hurdles for this to get over, with it being so similar to the Mortal Instruments, with Tessa not being a character that I really like. Like, she literally lacks agency. She does nothing. She just exists and the story happens around her. The only good character in this, Charlotte, I like Charlotte. My favorite part of this actually was the relationship between Charlotte and Henry. Those were always my favorite scenes. You know what? I like Will. I don't love him, but I like him. And then the maid. I love the maid. She had agency. She was off doing things. She was working for herself. She had thought processes. But I feel like the female characters in this all suck. Honestly, the male characters kind of suck too. I don't know. This just wasn't for me. I feel like I'm letting the world down. I feel like I'm hating on such a loved series. And that's so valid though. Like, here's the thing. Reading is subjective. Reading is always subjective. One person's 5 stars, another person's 1 star. And that's like kind of what makes it fun and how we interpret things based on our own life experiences and stuff like that. I will be continuing on. I do want to finish this series out, and then I want to continue, and I am very excited for the series that comes after this, the Dark Artifices, which comes right after the end of the Mortal Instruments. I'm very excited for the characters we follow in there that were set up in the Mortal Instrument stories, so I'm pretty sure that one could be a favorite. This just, it had too many hurdles. Like, I was never getting past the old time stuff in this. I was probably never getting past Tessa feeling like the most plain Jane of plain Janes. Like, she's got no personality to me. She just exists. And like, things just happen to her. Like, there's something that's like very emotionally devastating in this story, but like, she doesn't seem to care at all. Like, I don't see it crush her in any way. And I'm like, girl, emotions, please feel something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't need to hate on this because it's so loved, but probably a 2 star, maybe a 3 star, because I did like it. I liked enough of it. I do like the plot in this. Like, I am interested in that element of it. I liked that we got to see a little bit more of like the demons in this one, and like the clockwork beings are cool. So like I like those parts. I just don't like the characters, I guess. It's 2 p.m. I'm currently on sprints, but I do think I am hopping off sprints in this next chatty bit because I don't know if I'm gonna read anymore today. I'm just really not feeling like reading today. I think I could put another audiobook in and listen to another audiobook, so I might just start that and start like my tarot reading vlog early or something. And then I have about 60 pages left in the deal that I need to finish today, but I also might just wait and finish that like tomorrow morning because that would work really well for how I like to read. So then I think if I do any reading, it's gonna be in Broken Dove this afternoon. But like also, I don't know, I have no TV to watch or anything, but I'm just like not feeling like sitting and reading for hours today. But I also don't really have anything else to do today. I took thumbnail pictures while I listened to my audiobook, like I was multitasking, so I've already done my thumbnail for this vlog, which really just consists of me putting my camera down, setting everything up, and then I record like a 5 to 10 minute long video of me just like making faces, swapping things, changing different things, and then editing it and putting it on Canva. So now I have my 3 thumbnails made for this video already for when this goes up. I've also edited up to date, like literally until this clip is edited already. So I'm like really on top of everything. So really all I need to do is read, but it's just not calling to me, you know? And I think it's because this book was such like a bummer. I feel like when I have a high, I want to keep reading, and when I have a low, I don't want to keep reading. But the deal has been a high. So maybe I should just buckle in and finish this today. And then I could just start like The Mistake, since tomorrow's the first anyways. Maybe that's the game plan. I really didn't feel like cooking dinner, so we ended up ordering it, which is what I mean when I say it's so easy to hop off the bandwagon. My parents cooked for us last night, and so I've already lost my like routine of cooking, but I'm gonna make myself make dinner tomorrow. But it was raining and it felt like the perfect time to get some pho, which is my personal favorite type of soup and probably my favorite dinner in the entire world. I worked at a pho restaurant for like 4 years of my life and I'm obsessed with it. So I'm having some pho and I'm watching Off Campus because I did finish The Deal. I'm torn between giving The Deal 3 or 4 stars. I did really enjoy it, but I think I only enjoyed it because I enjoyed the TV show. If I hadn't already enjoyed the TV show, I do think I would have thought it would have fallen a little bit flat. There are things I think the book did stronger. There are things the TV show did stronger. I'm overall just like happy I read it because I had a good time, and I definitely think I'm going to be continuing on in The Mistake. I think the 3rd act breakup in the book happens too quickly for me. I think it could have been a lot longer. I think like the tension of the hands-off policy in the book could have been so fun for like another 50 pages, even 100 pages, but I definitely like a little bit more substance. And then I think something I'm really liking about the TV show, which has me more interested in the books, is how interconnected they all feel. I wish they did that a little bit more in the books. I think it's really lacking that. Book 1 was really just Hannah and Garrett, versus in the show we're seeing the other relationships kind of like come to play a little bit more, and I'm really enjoying that. Like we have Allie and Dean kind of like sprinkled into it. Seeing Logan a decent amount in both the book and the TV show, but in different ways almost. I feel like he is a much more of a best friend in the book, and in the show there's like a rivalry kind of with them. But overall I had a good time. I don't know, I'm a Hannah and Garrett lover. I love being able to laugh with someone. Fake dating's one of my favorite tropes, and I just like how silly they were. I love how relatable Hannah was like during smut scenes when she's saying the most awkward things. I was like, that's me to a T. I'm giggling, I'm laughing, I'm just having a good time with my person in all of my experiences in life. And so overall, I really did just enjoy it. Oh, also, I want to talk about the soundtrack of Off Campus because I think that is something I personally think is really making the show even better. I miss the like 2000s shows, the 2010 shows that had really good soundtracks. And I think something that's really particular about what I miss is like a place where like live music happened, or like a neighborhood hangout. I feel like they all had that kind of aspect to them where there was like music ingrained into the TV show themselves. And I feel like Off Campus is hitting that like nostalgic vibes. Like I know One Tree Hill had like that space. Vampire Diaries didn't really have like live music, but they had like the Mystic Falls bar that they were always at. There's so many of them that I could name that like had like a location, and a lot of times there were bands and stuff that performed. There was cover songs, there was real bands, like, and it was just so good. And I think a soundtrack can really make a show hit, and I'm loving the Off Campus soundtrack. And that's all I have to say. I'm really enjoying it. I'm very excited for season 2. But I think all I'm going to do is watch TV for the rest of the night. I don't think I'm gonna get to reading anymore, so I think I'm probably just gonna end the vlog here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It was a very realistic week. I did a lot more than I think I normally do in a week, but that's just how life happened and how things came across to me. And like, I like my life to feel very open to opportunities and to doing things and to having fun, but also I want to read, and I wasn't reading less or more because of anything. If you enjoyed this, let me know. I could do something like this again in the future. And if you just want to continue hanging out with me, I'm gonna leave some videos on the screen for you to check out. And if you want to leave me an emoji just to say you were here, leave me a soup emoji. And I hope you have yourselves an absolutely remarkable day.